Well, prices are skyrocketed. You know, every time I go shopping to get items for hot dogs and everything, it's very, very expensive, and prices are going up. So.
Welcome back to Battleground. All eyes are on Atlanta this week ahead of Thursday night's debate showdown between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Polls remain very tight in Georgia, and the importance of African-American voters there continues to be a top priority for both campaigns. Just last week, Vice President Harris made not one, but 2 trips to the Peach State in hopes of ensuring strong black turnout for the Democrats in November. For more on this critical week in Georgia, I'm pleased to be joined by Deidra Dukes, reporter and anchor with Fox 5 in Atlanta. Deidra, great to see you again.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
So before we look ahead to a very big week down there in Atlanta, let's look back for a minute. Kamala Harris made 2 trips to Atlanta last week, including a high-profile Juneteenth celebration. Is this a sign of confidence or concern about how things are going for Democrats in Georgia?
Well, of course, Essie, President Biden won Georgia by a razor-thin margin in 2020 by just over 11,000 votes. But he has been trailing former President Trump here in recent polling. So the Biden campaign is investing a lot of time and resources in Georgia to try to energize its base and also to win over those undecided and first-time voters.
Yeah, and the African-American vote in Georgia it's critical for both candidates in 2024, but specifically for the Biden-Harris ticket. Turnout there is really going to be key. What are you seeing on the ground in terms of voter enthusiasm and intensity?
Yeah, absolutely. Black voters are a crucial part of the Democratic coalition the Biden campaign is currently working to build. Now, the black population continues to grow here in Georgia and is largely voting for Democratic candidates. Now, for example, Georgia held its presidential primary in March. Now, 95% of black voters chose a Democratic ballot, which falls in line with voting trends we've seen in past elections. Now, the Biden campaign launched a black voter outreach initiative here in March, opening its first Georgia field office in Savannah, Georgia, and several of these offices have opened across the state in recent months.
Over on the other side, I'm sure you've noticed Donald Trump has been making a concerted effort to woo black voters in many of our swing states, including recent rallies in Detroit, right here in Philadelphia. Are you seeing any evidence there in Georgia that this strategy is working for him?
Democratic leaders I've talked to say they don't put much stock in polling that shows growing support for Trump among black voters here and nationwide, because they say actual voting trends don't show a significant shift. But Republican strategists tell me they are encouraged by those polls and the growing number of blacks who are joining the Republican Party. Now, they do believe that if former President Trump gets somewhere around 15 to 20% of the black vote in Georgia, he would win the state. They think we could see a historic number of blacks voting for Trump this election.
Thanks, Deidra Dukes from Fox 5 in Atlanta. Really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Up next, we go around the horn to all 7 of our swing states to see where the race for the White House stands this week. Be right back.